Same day, Friday, September 19th. Nobody's okay. The water breaks our fall. I heard about it later, how when the two of us tumbled off the bridge, people held their breath, waiting to hear the smack of us colliding with the water's surface, but that didn't happen. The water kind of opened up, hugging us as we plunged into it. I don't remember the fall at all. What I remember is waking up in the water, instantly wide awake, like after a bad dream. Freddie was passed out next to me, so I immediately put my arm around his neck and swam upward as fast as I could, kicking with all the strength that my puny little body had. If I had been thinking more clearly, I would have remembered that he couldn't drown. But at that second, I just wanted us out of the water. When we broke through the surface, the first person I saw was Owen. He had swum over to us holding a huge inflatable orange bubble attached to a long rope. Mom and Beatrice and about 1,000 kids pulled up to shore. I'm not sure what happened next. My teeth were chattering, and I think Beatrice put a blanket around me and Mom hugged me, and Bassford pulled me aside. There was an ambulance that took Freddie and Mom and Chico to the hospital. Beatrice carried me up to my bed after a doctor said I was okay. Mr. Horvath put everyone in the school buses and went back to St. Xavier's. When I wake up, it's Patricia and Bassford who wait by the side of my bed. Is he okay, I ask. Stable, Patricia answers. I blink. Wait, I say, what happened to you? She's wearing a black eye patch across her left eye. I fell. When? When I was running to you guys in the lake. I tripped and fell on top of a watering can. 15 stitches. She pulls the patch away. Her eye's a mess. Yellow, swollen, black stitches sticking out. Ew. Thanks, you look fabulous yourself. She stands up. I have to call Mom to tell her you're okay. I'll be right back. After she leaves, I turn to Bassford. He looks at me anxiously and then stands up, pushing his chair off his face. I didn't really say thanks before, I tell him, when he stood up to Jongy. For a second, Bassford just stares at me. I don't like how this makes me feel, he finally says. What? You, Freddie, the farm? You're all hurt, and I can't do anything about it. He crosses his arms tightly over his chest. That's only because we don't know what's wrong. You'll help when we figure it out. Bassford shakes his head. Why do you always do that? Do what? You can't always make things better. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes people can't help. Sometimes things can't be fixed. I realize we're not talking about me, or Freddie, or the farm anymore. Bassford's thinking about his mom. I'm not saying you can always make things better, but you have to try. Sometimes trying makes you feel worse. Bassford stares at me for a second more, then he turns around and walks out of my room, leaving me alone. I don't call after him because I know that if my mother died, I'd be the biggest wreck in the world. But I still think you have to try. In a few seconds, Patricia comes back. I told Mom you're awake and that you look okay. She stops. Are you okay? I think so. Wiggle your toes. I wiggle them. Okay, she says. You're fine. I saw that on a show once. If you can wiggle your toes, you're not paralyzed. You don't have any brain swelling, do you? I don't think so. How can you tell? She studies me. I think you'd know. She sits back in her chair and I stay with my head against the pillow. Neither of us talked for a long time. Did Mom say anything more about Freddie? He's stable, resting comfortably. Sounds like they have no idea what's going on. Where's Dad? At the hospital. She stops. I have something to tell you, and I'm supposed to say that you shouldn't feel responsible. I sit up higher in the bed. Dunbar pulled their funding, she says. They would have done it no matter what. The article didn't help, but they had made their decision before then. Dad wanted to make sure I told you that. We fall into silence, and then she turns and looks at herself on a small wall mirror. Sam's probably going to think I look like a dork, she says. You? She faces me with the eye patch. I do look like a dork. I shake my head. Nope, you don't. You even look good with that. I pause, thinking about something. You always say you don't believe in magic. That's magic, though. You could go through a paper shredder and you'd still look good. She stares at me with a weird expression. I'm not complimenting you, I tell her. I'm just stating a fact. I bet we could make a scientific theory out of it. Patricia gives me the smallest hint of a smile. Hypothesis, I continue. Patricia always looks good. Testing, have her trip on a water can. Conclusion, she still looks good. Hypothesis, proved. She moves back to the chair. I still can't believe you told Jennifer Jong about the sale, she says. But she smiles, and I do too.